Hudada, everyone! Have you ever dreamt to run an international business? If you have, great! If you haven't, why? Do you know that doing an international business has tons of benefits? And we are here to inform you further about things you should know in doing business in Netherlands. Despite all the benefits, you have to know the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats doing business in our home country, which is Indonesia, and our host country, which is in this case is Netherlands. Netherlands, located at Europe's front door and is a member of the European Union, becomes the strength of Netherlands. The Netherlands is a country that is supported by an excellent workforce when it comes to productivity, with a high quality of life, low corruption and crime rate, as well as physical-friendly climate. Added by decent natural resources with excellent quality of infrastructure, a business has a high potential to run easily in the country. When there is a quality, there is a price. This is why the cost of labor in the Netherlands is high, paid for 33.3 euros per hour. The country is now the number 6 highest labor cost in Europe. Netherlands Bureau for Economic Policy Analysis, or CPB, said the Dutch economy was tied more closely to Britain due to greater trade, as well as threatening the Dutch economy and business community. Brexit could also offer opportunities for some companies in the Netherlands. Greater barriers to trade will probably make importing from the UK more expensive after Brexit. This substantially improves the competitive position of Dutch itself. The Netherlands is a low-lying nation. Half of the country lies less than 1 meter above sea level, with an eighth of the country lying below sea level. As its name suggests, the Netherlands, or low country, has been especially prone to flooding. A climate change has the potential to increase sea levels by 20 feet or 6.1 meters, and low city within the Netherlands lies 7 meters below sea level. Indonesia. Indonesia is a rich country. Located in tropical line, Indonesia possesses so many natural resources, whether it's biotic and abiotic, such as forest and gold. Not only is it rich of natural resources, thanks to the location again, it makes everything great. Located in Asia-Pacific region, a region stretching from Asia to the Americas, which hosts a number of high-income advanced economies. Also, Indonesia is one of the most populous country, or number 4, and is the world's largest economy in terms of purchasing power parity, with total population approximately 261.1 million. Even though Indonesia is rich with natural resources, the exploitation is challenging due to the lack of transport infrastructure, because high cost in a production. Besides, the corruption rate in Indonesia is high. Based on Indonesia investment, the annual corruption index, or stated on Transparency International, currently Indonesia ranks number 90 out of total of 176 countries. Natural disasters are a threat for doing business in Indonesia, since earthquakes, tsunamis, volcano eruptions, and floods are all phenomena that occasionally happen and take both human lives and damage to the infrastructure. According to Statista, in the fourth quarter of 2014, Indonesia was found to have the highest Twitter user rate in the Asia-Pacific, with 84% of the online population having an account on the social networking site. Such a situation is a strong market potential, supported by the fact that Indonesia is the world's largest economy in terms of purchasing power parity. Moving on to how globalized the countries are. In order to make a good decision in choosing which country is better to do international business, one should we know well is about its globalization. Why? Because from knowing the globalization of the country, we'll know how big the opportunities that the country has, the resources and the engagement in global competition. We can see it from KOF Index globalization. Netherlands ranked 1 out of 207 countries with 92.84 globalization index. Indonesia ranked 82 with 59.65 Globalization Index. In economical globalization, Netherlands ranked 4th with 93.06 economical globalization, and Indonesia ranked 74 with 64.02 index. In social globalization, Netherlands 90.71 social globalization and ranked 4th. Indonesia ranked 139 with 35.14 index. And political globalization, Netherlands ranked 5th with 95.41 index, and Indonesia ranked 38, score 86.83. What does it mean? First, the economic dimension of globalization is showing us about the extent of cross-border trade and investment, or we can say that it is characterized as long-distance flows of goods, capital and services, as well as information and perception that accompany market exchange. While second, social dimension of globalization divided in 3 categories. Firstly, it assesses cross-border personal context in the form of telephone calls, letters, and tourist flows. Secondly, cross-border information flows are measured in terms of access to the internet and TV. And thirdly, the index attempts to measure cultural proximity to the global mainstream by means of the number of McDonald's and IKEA branches, as well as book imports and exports in relation to GDP. In here, the Netherlands is ranked 4, while Indonesia is ranked 139. It's such a huge difference, isn't it? With the high globalization in social, Netherlands become a better place for doing business because we can get a very potential market there. And the third dimension is political globalization. It is measured in terms of the number of foreign embassies resident in the country, the number of UN peace missions in which the country has been engaged, in the number of bilateral and multilateral agreements the country has concluded since 1945. It is characterized by a division of government policies. Are you an entrepreneur who is not established in the Netherlands and you supply goods or services to the Netherlands? Then you are foreign entrepreneur in terms of VAT. You file a turnover tax return here, and you may also be required to pay VAT in the Netherlands. VAT is divided into 3. Firstly, the 0%. The 0% tariff applies to foreign entrepreneurs who conduct business in foreign countries from the Netherlands. This mainly involves the supply of goods from the Netherlands to another EU country. Secondly, 6%. The 6% tariff is also called the low tariff. This tariff is applied to many common products or services such as food and drink, medicines, and books. An extensive list of goods and services for which the 6th tariff applies is given with the information for Dutch entrepreneurs under Tarieven and Vrijstellingen, only available in Dutch. Thirdly, 21%. The 21% tariff is also called the high or general tariff, if there is no reason for an exemption, the reverse charge mechanism, the 0% tariff or the 6% tariff. Then you must charge 21% VAT. Current import policies. All goods that are imported from a third country first acquire the status of goods in temporary storage. The importer must declare how they will be treated or used and can then use one of the customs procedures. A well-known procedure is release for free circulation. The goods then acquire the status of community goods and may circulate freely within the EU single market. Do not bring in any protected animal and plant species to the Netherlands on the EU, and do not order these abroad. Protected animal and plant species are protected because these are threatened with extinction. Are you bringing these in any way, or are these arriving in the Netherlands? You are then punishable. Milk and milk products needs a health certificate. The country of departure will issue the certificate. The embassy of this country can tell you where you can get it. When you enter the EU, your product will be inspected by veterinary experts. You are not allowed to have medication imported to the Netherlands, for example, following your online purchase order. Customs will seize these medicines unless you can submit the proper licenses for import. So, is it interesting enough to do international business in Netherlands? Then, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe.